Hey everybody, it's Chase with AV Pop Culture again, and today we are here to celebrate the 1-year anniversary of AVA Pop Culture on YouTube with a look at my top 50 favorite movies of all time. So pop that tape in, I got you, let's go do this. All right, so top 50 movies. We're going to jump right into this because it's a lot to get to. I made a promise. One of the very first videos on my channel was my top 25 favorite movies. This is subjective and objective. This is just my favorite movies. I want to watch them, all that kind of stuff. Now, I said I would reevaluate my 25 favorites every year. But I decided as a special treat for the 1-year anniversary, I would expand it and do a top 50. So we are going to go through 50, and I'm going to tell you right now, there is stuff that I left off here. This is a very hard undertaking. Like one of my favorite comfort movies of all time, just a fun, silly, ridiculous movie, Hubie Halloween, not on the list. Lots of movies that I genuinely just love are not on the list because 25 is damn near impossible. 50 is hard as well. If you don't believe me, try to do it yourself. And I love movies so much, it's like trying to pick between your children which one you're going to leave off. But I've done my best. We're going to go through 50. I have every single one of them here. Let's jump in at number 50, where I'm cheating with a tie with Pirates of the Caribbean and The Program. Now, The Program is my favorite football movie of all time. I actually have it over here on DVD as well. But because I have such a big stack, I just grabbed Pirates of the Caribbean. Pirates of the Caribbean, for me, it's just the first one. The others are okay. Part 2 is good. But number 1 is iconic to me with Jack Sparrow, what Johnny Depp did with that character. And then when you talk about The Program, which I'm looking right at over here, I should have grabbed it. I mean, Christy Swanson, who I got to know, is in that movie. I was a college football player. I just love that movie. My son listens to quotes from it on his way to football games. Just absolute adventure on the high seas, old school Disney style with this, and The Program captures that football feeling for me. So The Program and Pirates sharing the number 50 spot on my list. Now at number 49 is one I really kind of wanted to put the sequel here, because if I really stop and think about it for a long time, I'm scratching my head, I might think that part 2 is better than part 1. This franchise is important to me because I was actually in one of the movies. I am talking about American Pie. Now, I was like 19 or 20 when this came out, I think. So I was right around their age. I ended up being in American Reunion, worked on it for 17 days. This is just a quintessential, like, coming of age, just a throwback to me to, like, 80s raunchy comedies that I love so much, which there are movies that I left off here. Mischief, one of my all-time favorite raunchy 80s comedies, not on here. It's just hard. But American Pie, I might actually like 2 better. I'm going to do a list of sequels that are better than the original. 2 might beat 1, but I do love 1. And American Pie, all that pie goodness, coming in at number 49. Now at number 48, we got to go with some 80s action. We got to get Van Damme sliding in on this list with my favorite of his, Bloodsport. Now, I got the 4K German media book here. Super cool, based on the fraudulent tales, some true tales of Frank Dukes. I don't care. You've got Jean-Claude Van Damme and Ogre from Revenge of the Nerds, another one of my favorites that didn't make the list. Over here, fighting at the Kumite. It does not get better as far as just good 80s action cheese. You got a Conan film here. Conan was awesome. My favorite Van Damme movie. This one, Hard Target, Kickboxer. He's got some good ones, and I love this, but this is the one I watched the most growing up, I feel like. So Bloodsport comes in at number 48. Now, at number 47, some of you are going to be surprised to see this low. And like when I had to start splitting hairs, I had to put in like, how often do I want to watch these movies again and again and again? From a, not a time consuming factor, but from like a heaviness and what kind of mood I got to be in. So that kind of bumped this one down the list, but I just glow over this movie. I am talking about The Shining. I got a homemade slip here. Just Stanley Kubrick's classic. I geek out over how this thing was shot, which let it have one of the greatest 4Ks that you're ever going to see. Absolutely a classic. I love, it's not a haunted house, but I love those vibes. And of course, Stephen King. Didn't like the movie, but I am a Stephen King fan of his stories. The Shining, got to be on the list, is my favorite Kubrick film for sure. The Shining, coming in at number 47. Now, at number 46 is one that came out of nowhere to get on this list. I had never seen it before. It is now my favorite. I believe it actually is my favorite De Palma movie. I am talking about Body Double, with all of its cool Hitchcock vibes, all that kind of stuff. You got your dolly zooms. It's got some raunch factor in there. It is 80s to the max on top of all of that. It is an incredible 4K here. Melanie Griffith just rocking it. I loved this movie. And it was funny because when I first started watching it, I was like, I don't remember if I like this or not. It's been so long since I've seen it. I don't know. And then the more I watch it, the more I like it. So Body Double is a high recommend for me. I think it is my favorite De Palma film, dethroning Carrie. So it comes in here at number 46. Now, at number 45 on the list is one that is a newer film, and you're not going to find as many brand new films on this list. This one is fairly new now, but I absolutely do love Avengers Infinity War. I think it's one of the best in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and it's better than Endgame to me by far. And I don't know, I just enjoy it. I love seeing Thor with the Guardians. There's just so much that I like about this movie, and I think they lost a little bit of it in Endgame. And this one, though, seeing all those people together like that for the first time, like not just the original Avengers, but like the expanded MCU, just incredible. And the gut punch at the end of the movie, excellent film. It is excellent. And it has to be on the list. Avengers Infinity War. I'm on the track to get my out-of-print Best Buy 4K Steelbooks, but I've got it right here for now, and it comes in at number 45 on the list. Now, at number 44 on the list, I grabbed the whole box set, Lord of the Rings. So it just kind of depends on what day of the week it is, of which one of these is going to be my favorite. I got my camera going crazy over here. I'm just going to say Lord of the Rings for right now. I'm going to reserve this. I'm going to probably do a video on this later, but Lord of the Rings has to be here to go to. I need to get the set on 4K, but just watched them again recently. And Lord of the Rings, I'm not picking yet because I'm going to do a video, but got to be on the list. It comes in at number 44. I'm no way I'm going to have room for all these. All right, at number 43, we just finally got an awesome 4K of Tombstone. I love Tombstone, and Val Kilmer's performance in this. As much as I love Kurt Russell, massive Kurt Russell fan, big Bill Paxton fan, big Sam Elliott fan. As much as I love all of them, Val Kilmer steals the show in here. He's your Huckleberry. I love this movie. It's an excellent 4K, one of my favorite Westerns of all time. Tombstone coming in on the list at number 43. Now, at number 42 is the first horror movie I ever really remember seeing. Me and my brother renting it in the early 80s, or mid 80s, right after it came out for video rental. And I still love it to this day. Nightmare on Elm Street. Of course, we got the whole big box set of all of them coming, but right here, I've got this 4K, and I absolutely love it. What Wes Craven did here, creating a terrifying, later became kind of funny, but a terrifying, just all-time Mount Rushmore monster with Freddy Krueger. I love this film, and I will forever have incredible memories of it being the first one I watched, and I watched with my brother and my dad, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. So Nightmare on Elm Street comes in at number 42. Now, at number 41 is, listen, I'm a huge Stallone fan. I'm a huge Schwarzenegger fan. Cameron, like all these guys, if you follow me, you're going to find out people I like. But now I branch out. I'm the guy who will watch a rom-com and follow it up with a horror and follow that up with an action. Like, I like all kinds of movies. So coming in on this list, though, is one of the most fun that you can have with a Stallone movie, and that is Demolition Man. The great 4K here from Arrow that we got recently. I fine you 1 credit for violation of the verbal morality statute if you say you don't like this movie. It is an absolute blast. You've got Sandra Bullock in here. She's beautiful. Wesley Snipes, friggin' awesome villain in this. Dennis Leary doing his comedy thing, and Stallone basically accidentally creating a look at the future that we stumbled into and are trying to get out of. But Demolition Man, an absolute sci-fi action blast, comes in at number 41. Now, number 40 is a Spielberg and Tobe Hooper classic. When I see it, I as much as I love Hooper, I see Spielberg all over it. And I am talking about Poltergeist. One of my favorite, original haunted house films. Now, I see, like, with some of the shots, you can see Tobe Hooper in it, but as an overall feel of this film, it's Spielberg. And so I associate it both with that and Carol Ann, part of the public zeitgeist. I love this movie. I'm a big haunted house movie fan. Probably doesn't get more memorable at large for a lot of people than Poltergeist. It comes in at number 40 on my list. At number 39 on my list, Quentin Tarantino checking in with my favorite Tarantino film, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I love it. I love all the old Hollywood vibes. I think this is the best storytelling that he did in any movie, the best world building that he did in any movie, and he agrees with me. So even if you don't agree with me, he does. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, great performances all throughout. Even got my man Marty Cove at the beginning of this movie, squeezing in a couple scenes there. There's nothing about this movie I don't like. I have the poster right there on the wall. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood comes in at number 39 on my list. Now, at number 38 on my list, we're going back to a classic, one that is an absolute travesty that this film does not have a 4K. I am talking about Gone with the Wind. I love this movie. David O. Selznick presenting this thing, and Victor Fleming, he had this, and what was it, in the same year, he had, Wizard of Oz, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, I'm sure you will. Same year, 1939. And this, being a Southerner, being from Georgia, this film is like, you're in and around the places they're talking about. There's so much here, and I think it is just an absolutely stunning film to look at. It needs a 4K. For me, the most memorable performance ever by Clark Gable here, Vivian Leigh. Just, it's a must-own of a film. My mom's favorite, Gone with the Wind, comes in on this list at number 38. Now, at number 37 on the list is another one of my favorite Westerns, maybe my favorite Western, because I am an 80s kid, y'all. I friggin' love Young Guns, and I'm not apologizing for it. You've got Charlie Sheen, Emilio Estevez, Kiefer Sutherland, Lou Diamond Phillips, Dermot Mulroney, Casey Zemesco. You've got Terrence Stamp in here. You've got Jack Palance in here. All these people that were like part of the 80s Brat Pack and so popular in the 80s and all these big 80s movies, and then going back to old Westerns like with Jack Palance, and then you got Terrence Stamp coming out of Superman and all that kind of stuff. And then you're telling the story of the Billy the Kid and the Lincoln County regulators. You even get Terry O'Quinn in this movie. There's nothing not to like about it. And the sequel is damn good too, with the Bon Jovi soundtrack. Young Guns, underrated, and I love this movie. So Young Guns for me comes in at number 37. Number 36 on the list. Some of you be surprised it's not higher. Again, this is like a knife fight in here. Top Gun. I love Top Gun. Tom Cruise is one of the still like working bona fide movie stars in existence, and this with all of Tony Scott's flair to it. You've got the Kenny Loggins soundtrack, Danger Zone, Goose, Maverick, 80s Kick-Ass, Tom Skerritt, Val Kilmer in one of his most memorable performances. Top Gun, it's got to be on the list. It comes in at number 36. All right, number 35 is one that my family is like attached to, and it kind of got me started on haunted house movies, even really before Poltergeist, and for that reason, it's still there. Amityville Horror. I think it is a perfectly done film. Whether you believe the stuff happened or not, or how much of it happened or whatever, is irrelevant. The movie is just damn well done. Margot Kidder, you got James Brolin in here. The movie is terrifying. If you really, unless you're somebody that has a short attention span and need things jumping out, booing at you, this is more of a real settling in of evil and how it destroys people and all that kind of stuff. Amityville Horror is got to be on my list. Comes in at number 35. Now, number 34 on our list, man, we change. It's so hard to rank these against each other because the one thing, and I failed to mention this, so no, the first thing I had to do was not put in animated movies. That makes it too hard. It's already hard by itself. So no animated movies. I just had to put them off to the side. So no animated movies, because you're already going to go from something like Top Gun to Amityville Horror to Coming to America. Eddie Murphy's one of my favorite actors, and Coming to America is so damn fun. That boy good. I mean, this movie, the royal penis is clean, Your Highness. The King Joffrey Jaffa of Zamunda, Prince Hakeem. This movie, there's McDowell's, Soul Glow. There's so much to just remember from this movie. Not even Cuba Gooding Jr. sitting there getting his hair cut before anybody knew who the hell Cuba Gooding Jr. was. Coming to America, I never get tired of it. Sexual Chocolate, baby. Randy Watson. Coming to America. And at number 33 is a Carpenter film. You know, we had to get into some Carpenter. They Live. You Sleep, They Live, Rowdy Roddy Piper, Keith David, one of the longest fight scenes ever. It's so funny because the commentary that's made in here about consumerism and how the government and stuff is placating you and getting you to be distracted with all this stuff. When Carpenter did this, it was kind of like thinking on one side, and then later it kind of transferred to the other side, and now it's like, oh yay, materialism, and I don't know, man. But no matter how you look at it, it is an intriguing film, and I love seeing Rowdy Roddy Piper in this sci-fi horror. For a long time, I would argue this was maybe my favorite Carpenter film, but I absolutely love They Live. It comes in at number 33. Can't let all this stuff fall, y'all. All right, now we're back in at number 32. If you're on this channel, you follow this channel a good bit, you hear me talk about this movie a lot. Sinners borrowed from it. Lots of movies borrow from it. It inspired me when I wrote my film and made my film Dark Road 79. I'm talking about Crossroads, the Walter Hill film starring Ralph Macchio and Joe Seneca, about basically blues and the whole like making a deal with the devil at the crossroads for fame and fortune. I absolutely love this movie, and I talk about it all the time. If you haven't seen it, watch Crossroads. You will love it. Walter Hill, a badass. So Crossroads comes in on this list at number 32. At 31, we go back to Eddie Murphy, and this is one of my favorite comedies of all time, Trading Places. Man. Dan Aykroyd, Eddie Murphy, Jamie Lee Curtis, taking her top off, playing a prostitute. Oh, man, this movie is so fun. And it actually ties into Coming to America because Ralph Bellamy and Don Amici, they're in this movie as the crusty old guys, Randolph and Mortimer Duke. And then they pop up in Coming to America, and it's pretty funny. But this movie, I mean, I watch it every year, November through Christmas, because it has those vibes. It takes place Christmas, like through New Year's. So I'll watch it a couple of times a year during that time, and kind of a non-traditional Christmas time movie. One of my favorites ever, Trading Places. Now, coming in at number 30 is another one that has rocketed up the charts for me. I had seen this when I was a kid and just totally forgot about it. Now I own two amazing versions, and this movie is an absolute blast. From Beyond. Stuart Gordon, Barbara Crampton, Jeffrey Combs. I really want to share the spot with Reanimator because it's hard for me to separate them. And I kind of will. I'm just going to say Reanimator is right here with it. I'm going to share the spot. Reanimator and From Beyond. Kind of hard to split them apart. Very similar to Stuart Gordon. He gets in that funky, raunchy, dirty, naughty thing. I mean, in here you got the head giving head. You got Barbara Crampton in here. They're getting, stimulated through an otherworldly, interdimensional resonator that causes stimulations of the pineal gland, and it kind of makes them a little bit randy. And these movies are just so much fun. Share the spot here. If I had to pick one, though, it would be From Beyond, but I love both of these movies so much. Comes in at number 30. Now, at number 29 on the list, you're going to have to look, because all I've got is a 4-pack DVD with this on here, so you're going to have to look past it. There's only like an old out-of-print Blu-ray. We need the 4K of Twins. I absolutely love Twins. Kelly Preston in here looking beautiful. I loved Kelly Preston and everything she was in. Mischief, which I really wanted to put on this list. She's in Secret Admirer. Kelly Preston, Elizabeth Shue, stuff like that back then, they sort of established in the 80s my idea of like what I was into. Let's just say that. But Twins, Danny DeVito, Arnold Schwarzenegger, so much fun. Arnold proving he could really do comedy in here. It's got to be on the list. It comes in at number 29. Now, number 28 is maybe my favorite werewolf movie. I've got 4 that kind of bounce back and forth a little bit depending on the day, but usually this one wins out at number 1, Silver Bullet. I just love the small town vibes. You got Corey Haim here, Gary Busey doing one of my favorite roles ever. I don't like this art, even though I know it's like the original poster. It just doesn't capture the movie to me. But you got the Stephen King story. You got the small town, creepy small town vibes where something's all happening in this small town. You got Corey, who was big in the 80s when I was a kid. We were, around the same age there, I guess. And Gary Busey and werewolves. There's everything in here for me to love. So Silver Bullet, a must own, comes in at number 28. Now, at number 27, we got some Cameron again. We got some sci-fi horror. That's what I think of. Before I ever get to action, I know a lot of people argue with me that this is action. I think sci-fi horror action film. And I'm talking about Aliens. Love the movie. Love the original movie. Those 2 are my favorites. I haven't even seen Alien Romulus yet. But Sigourney Weaver, icon to me. Love her. Beautiful. She was still beautiful when she did Galaxy Quest. Still beautiful today. Hot, kick-ass, Ripley, James Cameron. The xenomorph, that alien, is so ingrained in us as a society. Everybody knows what that monster looks like. I love aliens. I'm a big Cameron fan. Has to be on the list. It comes in at number 27. Now, at number 26 is a great B 80s action movie. Maybe the greatest 80s B action movie. I am talking about Roadhouse. Oh, man, it is nice. Be nice until it's time not to be nice. I've, of course, got this vinegar syndrome. Awesome VSU. The startling thing in this to me is Sam Elliott was like 45, 46. Basically, Sam Elliott in this movie was my age, and they were wanting to put him out to pasture, and he looked so much older, even though he was only like 6 or 7 years older than Patrick Swayze in real life. Of course, Swayze is the badass cooler, can fight his ass off. He learned it from Sam Elliott. When you think about it, go back and look at that and realize that Sam Elliott's only 45, and it's like people used to age different, man, and he's one of those guys that got to like age 58 at age 28 and just kind of stayed there most of his life. But Roadhouse, or even older than 58. Roadhouse, absolutely love it. One of the greatest B action movies of all time. Marshall Teague, talked to him some back and forth. Super nice guy, despite not being one here in this movie. Roadhouse, you got to have it. Comes in at number 26. Now, at number 25 on the list, I really want to split two here, but I'm just going to say Guardians of the Galaxy. Guardians and Guardians 2, I think, may be my two favorite Marvel movies. And I love watching them with my kids. They both love them. I just love the performances. Chris Pratt is Star-Lord. I still think Chris Pratt is movie star. He has movie star potential. Like, he is a movie star. And he makes this movie go round. Everybody's like, oh, it's James Gunn this, James Gunn that. It's without Chris Pratt's performance in here and really the voice talent in here, Bradley Cooper, this movie doesn't go anywhere. And but otherwise, it is like Star Wars meets Marvel superheroes. What is not to love? I love this movie. Guardians of the Galaxy and Part 2 I love because you got Kurt Russell in there. You got one of my favorite songs of all time, Brandy, in there by Looking Glass, plays a huge part in the movie. You got another one of my favorite songs, Southern Nights, playing in there, plays a big, huge part of the movie. So really, it's Guardians and Guardians 2 in this spot for me, but for space reasons, I just grabbed Guardians 1. I love them both. Now at number 24, we're going Swayze again. This time he's paired up with Keanu. You got James Cameron's fingerprints on this, though Catherine Bigelow actually got the official directing credit for Point Break. And it's not to knock Catherine Bigelow, but James Cameron was on set every single day, and she was with him at the time. So, you know, it's his fingerprints are there on this. But Gary Busey in here. Love Keanu. He's one of my favorite actors of all time. Swayze in here. This incredible 4K. Utah, get me 2. Point Break has to be on the list. It comes in at number 24. Now at number 23 on the list, Cameron again. Schwarzenegger again. True Lies. Oh my gosh. This is one of the most fun action comedies in the history of action comedies. This thing starts off here, ends up here, and has a hell of a lot of fun along the way. I love True Lies. You're fired. The one-liners, I don't know, man. If you haven't seen this movie, I don't know what to tell you anymore. True Lies and the 4K. Don't believe the hate. The 4K is good. It's a good 4K. It's way better than anything we had before. I love this movie. It comes in at number 23 on this list. Now, you know we had some Cameron. We got to have some more Spielberg. I was like 14 when this came out, I think. It just changed the world for me. Jurassic Park. Oh man. I feel like every kid that grew up in the late 70s through the early mid 80s was really into dinosaurs at some point, and then that just kind of like stopped. I was really into dinosaurs as a kid, and then this comes out, and it's like, holy crap. Nobody had ever seen special effects the way they tied in for the first time, really using computer effects with like animatronics and different kind of techniques like that. This movie still holds up today from that, and the kind of stuff went backwards from here in a lot of ways. Jurassic Park, one of the greatest of all time. Love this movie. It comes in at number 22. Now, at number 21, we got to hear from my man Richard Donner and from my man Mel Gibson. I've only got this 4-pack for now, but the 4K is coming, of Lethal Weapon. Now, I love all these movies, but I'm going to just pick Lethal Weapon for the first one for here. I mean, you got Gary Busey popping up in a lot of stuff back then as one of the bad guys, Mr. Joshua. You've got Mel Gibson, like, really starting to take off right here. The buddy comedy thing mixed with hellaciously good action. Mel Gibson is the Lethal Weapon himself. Christmas movie, maybe? Got some Christmas vibes in there. I absolutely love Lethal Weapon. I think I maybe like it more than a lot of people. Shane Black written film. But Richard Donner, you go watch all of Richard Donner's film. They all have a style. They have a style to them that you are not going to get away from. So Lethal Weapon has to come in on this list. It comes in, I lost my spot, at number 21. All right, at number 20, we are going with some straight 80s, The Lost Boys. One of my top 2 favorite vampire movies of all time. It kind of rotates back and forth between those two, but The Lost Boys, I mean, again, Kiefer Sutherland, you got Corey Haim, Corey Feldman. It's very 80s. You got Schumacher kicking it with this thing. Vampires that fly could always scare me. You got Kiefer Sutherland as one of the coolest rock and roll vampires of all time. Death by stereo, baby. The Lost Boys has to be on the list. It comes in at number 20. Now, number 19 is a movie that I routinely say I feel like overall, even though there might be some ranked ahead of it, I think overall this might be my favorite horror movie of all time. It's all the vibes, the small town vibes, the power of the kids to stand up to evil. Stephen King's It, the original. And this holds an even more special place for me because this came out when I was like 11 maybe. And then my son, this was his first horror movie. We watched it together. It holds a special place in my heart because of that. But I listened to this book. I used to read it once a year. I listened to this book once a year. The remakes, the part 1 was pretty good. They don't hold a candle. They're missing something that this movie had. And it's not just Tim Curry, though he's great. It's the atmosphere. It's the dread. I don't know, man, that it just misses it. This movie doesn't miss. I still love this movie. It comes in at number 19 on this list. Boy, you can't change harder than what I'm about to. For number 18, It's a Wonderful Life. Of course, I had to have Frank Capra on here. Frank Capra is in like my top 10 directors of all time. It Happened One Night. Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. There's other Frank Capras, but to me, I mean, I have an autographed photo at the end where every time a bell rings, an angel gets its wings, of the actress that played Zuzu, autographed in my living room, hanging on the wall. I love this movie. Jimmy Stewart, one of my favorite actors of all time. The message of this movie is so lost on so many people today, unfortunately. But the older I get, the more you realize what you have in life, and that's all right here. It's a Wonderful Life. I will never get tired of the movie or the message in it. I love it. It comes in at number 18. Now, at number 17 is the other one that rotates with me saying is my favorite vampire movie of all time. I put it ahead of Lost Boys now. I didn't used to. I put it ahead of it now because I just watched it with my son, his first watch ever, and he absolutely loved it, and that just thrilled me. It's got old Universal horror vibes. It's got old Hammer horror vibes, all wrapped up in an 80s package with great practical effects. What more could you want than Fright Night? Oh, man, I love this movie. This is just absolutely awesome 4K right here. We watched it. He loved it. That made me love it even more. Underrated practical effects, maybe second to only The Thing. Like, go back and watch it. It really has some incredible effects. Fright Night, just absolutely love it. It comes in at number 17. Now, at number 16 on the list is my favorite John Hughes movie overall. I talk about it all the time. Weird Science. I just love this movie so much. It's got a little raunchy comedy factor to it. They're making a girl. It ties back into Frankenstein, so you got the little horror vibes. You got all the 80s Blue Lightning you want. You've got sexy Kelly LeBrock. You've got Michael Anthony Hall in here. You've got Robert Downey Jr. when he was young. Oh, man, just so much fun. Coming of age, learning about yourself. Bill Paxton playing a great bully older brother. I don't know what more you want from a film. I think it's John Hughes' best. Weird Science comes in for me at number 16. At number 15 on the list, I refuse to... I mean, I really don't want to just pick one. But if I got to pick one, I'm going to pick the original Back to the Future. Robert Zemeckis, Steven Spielberg, outstanding 4Ks, one of the most iconic. I mean, you're going to hear me say that a lot, but these movies are all movies that stand the test of time. They're not something that's hot for a minute and then forgotten. These are movies that people still remake today. They still try to do sequels of today with original casts. They still talk about, they still sell like, you know, shirts and hats and all kinds of stuff on. They don't do that for 99% of movies. Most of these movies they do. Back to the Future, I say it's like peanut butter for the soul. It makes you feel good to watch it. Zemeckis and Spielberg together, Back to the Future, comes in on this list at number 15. Now, at number 14, I refuse to split these two apart. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to take two spaces for it because I can't tell you how I could decide which one I like better. I am talking about Halloween and Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. I am a huge Tom Atkins fan, so that one, and then the whole small town, creepy atmosphere, what's going on, the Halloween vibes, that's going to get me with Halloween 3. Halloween 1 is just legendary. The score, the origin of Michael Myers, Jamie Lee Curtis, John Carpenter, often imitated, never really duplicated. Halloween 3, I don't know how you pick which one. So they're going to share this. I'm not going to say one I like better than the other. They're going to share this spot at number 14. I love these movies, and they're coming in on the list at number 14. What can you say about them? What else can you say about them? And that's sort of where I'm at number 13. Spielberg, again, one of the best movies ever made, Jaws. Whether you like Jaws or not, you have to recognize, especially the way it came out in the end, this is one of the best films ever made. Like this, from a storytelling standpoint and the arc, how it goes, the setup, everything. This is just a great film, and it's an excellent 4K. Spielberg's classic, helped popularize, basically coined the term blockbuster as we know it. Jaws, got to be on the list, checks in at number 13. Now, it is definitely a technically better film, better written, everything than the one right above it. But the one right above it is one that I've watched thousands upon thousands of times in my life, and it's just pure enjoyment. Christmas Vacation. I absolutely love this movie. I probably watch it 30 times between Thanksgiving and Christmas. It is a comfort movie, a feel-good movie. I have a whole Christmas tree that's nothing but Christmas Vacation. I have Christmas Vacation ornaments, all that kind of stuff. This movie makes me feel good. It makes me happy. My family calls me Clark Griswold half the time. I get Christmas Vacation stuff all the time. I love the movie. It comes in at number 12. Now at number 11 is, got to come back to my man Arnold with Conan. Oh man, I love Conan. It put Arnold really on the map. I mean, he had done Stay Hungry, he had done Pumping Iron, but he had not done anything that exploded the way this movie exploded. And I'm sitting here because this 4K release right here, if you don't have it, you can still get the standard, has some of the most features on it that I have ever seen. I mean, it is just absolutely loaded with features back here, but wow, it really is. But anyway, this movie, of course, he plays Conan the Barbarian. What is best in life, Conan? To crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and hear the lamentation of the women. I love this movie. Incredible 4K. I just realized that I grabbed Conan the Destroyer. My bad. How dare I? Forgive me, Conan. I grabbed the wrong one. This one is also equally loaded with special features. I meant to grab Conan the Barbarian, not Conan the Destroyer. But the same thing applies. You got Dino De Laurentiis here. You got James behind the production. John Milius. You have Arnold. You have James Earl Jones. I love this movie. This is a good movie too. It's not in this one's league. I mean, I have fun with this one, but this one is up here. Sorry, I grabbed the wrong one, but you knew you were picking up what I was putting down. All right, we got the top 10, and checking in at number 10 is the everyman action hero John McClane and Die Hard. John McTiernan, dude had his finger on the pulse of being an action director, created one of the most copied films of all time in terms of, well, it's Die Hard on an airplane, it's Die Hard on a bus, it's Die Hard on this. The formula here just absolutely set the standard. You have a great performance as the villain by Alan Rickman. Your story is only as good as its villain. And John McClane, you are exhausted with him at the end of the movie. Alternative Christmas movie here. I don't care whether you think it is or not. This is an amazing action film. Die Hard comes in at number 10. Now, at number 9 is one that has rocketed up the charts for me. I've told the story a lot of times. My dad, my late father, tried to get me to watch this movie all the time growing up. And I just, even though I was a huge Kurt Russell fan, just never would just give it, and a huge Carpenter fan, I just never would sit down and give it the time. And about a year or so ago, I did. And, it's too late to watch it with him again, but man, was he right about The Thing. I love this movie. It could eventually make its way up higher. I think it's probably Carpenter's best film. Maybe not as fun to watch as Halloween, because Halloween's just easy to watch. This has much more of an intensity to it. But, man, Kurt Russell, Keith David, the practical effects, John Carpenter behind the wheel. How can you argue with The Thing? I just wish I had a chance to watch it with my dad again. But, man, The Thing, John Carpenter, Kurt Russell coming in at number 9. I've just got piles of movies here. Coming in at number 8, you knew I had to come back to Stallone eventually with First Blood. This movie, I mean, you could argue that the scene at the end of this film where he is breaking down and he's going over basically what PTSD is and how it's destroying him was worthy of it was an Oscar moment. It was that good. This was based on a novel. Of course, the sequels went more to like comic book hero territory, getting to live out the fantasy of putting himself back together and saving those people that he couldn't save before, really. Not the exact same people, but symbolic of that. And of course, my man Martin Cove in the second one. But the first one is a film. It is not some crazy action movie. If you haven't seen it, this is a damn good film. If you want to get snobby about it, Stallone, one of the most talented guys walking the earth when it comes to acting, directing, writing, all that stuff. It comes in at number 8. Now at number 7, I just mentioned my man Martin Cove. This film means so much to me in so many ways. The Karate Kid. Got John Avildsen directing this. He worked on the first Rocky movie, and he followed the pattern set forth in the Rocky movie. Of course, this film is still making waves today with the success of Cobra Kai, all that kind of stuff. Of course, I got to have a personal relationship and get to know and work with Martin Cove. His son Jesse is a friend, all that stuff. It tied me to this movie even more. Elizabeth Shue, growing up, I was absolutely in love with in this movie. The music, the whole back to school vibes, the Halloween vibes in it, going into Christmas, the Bananarama, Cruel Summer, the sweep the leg, no mercy, crane kick, wax on, wax off. Don't fight me. Karate Kid is an awesome movie and a pop culture legend, and it comes in at number 7. Now, at number 6 is another one that I just cannot leave off, and I know people are going to be like, how are you have it this high? It's fashionable to like poo-poo this movie now. I don't care what you say, but Ghostbusters is one of my favorite movies of all time. Who are you going to call? Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd. You've got Ernie Hudson in there, of course, the late Harold Ramis. You've got Rick Moranis. You've got Sigourney Weaver. You've got Annie Potts. What do you want from a movie? You've got Ivan Reitman, one of my favorite directors, directing this. He directed Twins, that's on this list. They are still making successful movies with these guys today. They had to go back and get them because they tried to make a sequel or a reboot without them, and people said, get that shit out of here. Ghostbusters, legendary film. So much nostalgia for me. Saw this in the theater as a young kid, and I love it to this day. Ghostbusters comes in for me at number 6. Now, coming in at number 5, cracking the top 5. I refuse to split these two apart. It's my list. It's my rules. I'm not picking between them, although if I had to pick, I'd probably pick The Terminator as my favorite. But Terminator and T2, you got James Cameron, Arnold Schwarzenegger. I mean, a lot of people, I say it all the time, when I was in film school, it's kind of why I get irritated about pretentiousness of, oh, you have to like this Kurosawa movie, or you have to like Citizen Kane, and you have to think it's the greatest, and all this. I was a little older when I went back to film school, so I had these 18-year-olds, oh, Kurosawa this, and I'm here because of Kurosawa, I'm here because of Citizen Kane. I'm like, I'm here because James Cameron and Terminator. I'm here because George Lucas and Star Wars. I'm here because of Spielberg and Indiana Jones and stuff like that. I'm here because of Carpenter and Halloween. Like, just, I don't have to prove that I like movies by saying that. These movies are fun to watch. I'd watch them 100,000 times if I had the choice. And I could only watch The Terminator or Citizen Kane. I'm watching The Terminator. It's not a shot at Citizen Kane. It's just a fact. And I love these movies. I'm not splitting them apart. But old school me always puts Terminator just a touch above. But Terminator and T2, Arnold and James together, come in at number 5. Now at number 4 on the list, I'm going to pick one to represent the trilogy. And that one is going to be The Empire Strikes Back from the original Star Wars. Empire is my favorite of all Star Wars movies. And then, the original Star Wars, and then probably Return of the Jedi. The original 3 are going to be my favorite. And then you come in maybe with Revenge of the Sith next. And then after that, I don't even know. But this one, I mean, I'm not really splitting these apart. It's just Star Wars, the original 3. That's what I think of as the original 3. But the Empire Strikes Back out of all these, I love you, I know. You know I'm right. Empire is the best Star Wars for all of the chase growing up as a kid. Still loves these movies so much. Empire Strikes Back comes in at number 4. Now, at number 3 on the list, we are in my top 3. Might be the best pure action movie. I think it's the best pure action movie ever made. The only way you could argue on it a little bit is because it has sci-fi and horror elements to it. But I think it's one of the most perfect action scripts ever. You got John McTiernan again, but this time he is with Arnold Schwarzenegger in Predator. The legendary monster design here of the Predator that still goes strong today, still holds up. Matter of fact, looks better in this movie than it has in any subsequent movie ever. Go back and look at the detail on this in the 4K. The monster in this, way better than any other version of it. Perfect action film. You've got Arnold, you've got Carl Weathers, you've got Jesse the Body Ventura, you've got Bill Duke in here. Man, you got Shane Black in the movie as well. And this, Stan Winston creating the makeup here. Get to the chopper. You can argue with me if you want to. It is still one of my favorite movies ever made. Predator comes in at number 3. And that just leaves 2. And at number 2, I'm picking this one to represent this franchise because it's my favorite. Indiana Jones. You got Spielberg and Lucas working with Harrison Ford. That is a holy trio for me overall, particularly Spielberg and Ford part of that. Harrison Ford is my favorite overall actor of all time. And I actually think this, in The Quest for the Holy Grail, and The Last Crusade, is my favorite of all the Indiana Jones movies. But I would like to put this one and Raiders here together. But if I'm only picking one, it is The Last Crusade. I love this movie. This movie made me want to study history and make movies as a kid. I did both of those things. I love this film. Indiana Jones and The Last Crusade comes in at number 2. And that just leaves number 1. And if you follow me, there is no question. I don't think this one will ever waver. I think it's maybe one of the best films ever made. To me, it's my favorite. Rocky. This actually created the blueprint for basically all sports movies that didn't exist before that. Everything Stallone went through, refusing to sell the rights to this, fighting, having to sell off his dog, guerrilla-style filmmaking to get around, the Teamsters, all that kind of stuff. And he was under the gun. If he didn't finish it in a certain amount of time, the contract said they could take the movie away from him. All this stuff, and he delivered an 11-time Academy Award nominated film. That is stuff of legend. And this movie, a lot of the techniques, it pioneered a lot of the Steadicam usage and everything, and the way fights were shot, all that kind of stuff. The story here, the acting. This is not some dumb action movie. This is a drama. This is a well-acted film. Just an absolute legendary and iconic character that people still know to this day. The reason Creed and Creed 2 were a success, Creed 3 wasn't, this man right here. And Rocky and that character, absolutely my favorite film of all time. And that is my top 50. Woo, I am wore out. How about you guys? What a way to celebrate my 1-year anniversary on YouTube with the channel. You guys are going to see this on my 1-year anniversary, which is going to be on Thursday, May the 15th. And on Friday, May the 15th, 2025, Friday evening, I'm going to put up a post about it. We are going to have a massive live stream celebration full of giveaways, full of live look-ins and watch-alongs of some of my movies, all kinds of stuff. We are going to have an absolute blast in celebration and a thank you, and we are just getting started. We're right at 16,000 subscribers in 1 year. It is time to launch to the moon, and I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know some of your favorites. Are some of these your favorites as well? I would love to hear from you, and you guys know we do everything here. It's a very different list. We do all kinds of lists, rankings, 4K reviews, physical media news, big recommendations list, all from a fan and filmmaker's perspective. If that's your jam, please like and subscribe. If you want to support the channel, please consider joining at my YouTube channel, but I would really steer you towards the Patreon because I can do a lot more uncensored videos, no copyright, all that stuff over there. But no matter what, you're going to get your name and lights on every single video, behind the scene looks at my filmmaking, special members only videos, all that stuff, you guys, and it just really helps out the channel. But until next time, be kind and rewind like always. This is Chase with AV Pop Culture, and I'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.
I know.